Good afternoon, everyone. This is Jim Sanchez, founder of Flaco Guapo Media. And this is a great day. We're here at the ASU Alumni Center. I have a special guest. I've been waiting for this since 3 days ago when I found out she was coming to this.
Long time.
She's going to be the headline performer at the Ramfam tailgate party this afternoon from 3 to 5, right?
Yes.
Let me introduce Miss Grace Tyler.
Hi.
And Grace, where are you from?
So I'm from Frisco, Texas, right outside of Dallas. Yes.
All right. So let's get started because I know you have to take a break before you go on stage. Vogue magazine, September 12th, 2018 interview. I'm going to use a quote here because I love what you said. Quote, to be successful, you have to be hardworking and be kind to everyone you meet. Being kind and working hard will separate you from everyone else. That's your direct quote, right?
Yes, yeah.
How did that come about?
You know, I think the biggest thing of the music industry, it's a lot less about how good somebody is and just the people you know. And I think the best way of approaching a career of a very personal, relationship-driven industry is just treating everybody with kindness, you know, and being the type of person that you would want to meet and work with. And so, yeah, I would just say that's just how I've approached my life, just, you know, in my personal life, but also my career as well.
That kind of comes to it in capitalizing it. It's like you want to be professional and personal.
Exactly.
Both.
Yes. Yeah.
The song "Sound of You Gone" it resonates, I'm sure, with a lot of people, particularly women. I interject Taylor Swift here because she's well known for writing songs, heartbreak songs, from her own personal experience. Does this song come anywhere from your own personal experience or from somebody you've related to? Or?
Yeah, no, this song honestly started off as a breakup song idea. And the more we started to write it, the more we, you know, discovered that it was much more than just about a breakup. And, you know, I've lost people in my life, and I know everybody has. And so we felt like there was a big weight to carry with this song of doing it justice and just explaining in a song how hard it can be sometimes when you love somebody and having to lose them. So, yeah, it's been one that has been awesome to play, just to be able to hear the stories of so many people. It's always touching too, hearing stories from like our military, and you know, this song has been big in that as well, and getting to hear from families of the sacrifices that, you know, their brothers, sisters, children, parents have made to protect our country is just incredible. And you know, it's so honoring to have a song that means so much to them. Because as a musician, you're like, what can I do, right? You know, I just sing songs, and so being able to give words to people in a grieving place is a huge honor, and I feel like it's, you know, the least I can do to give back to people who sacrifice everything.
That's interesting because I never thought about it that way. It's left wide open to interpretation of others, how it ministers to them, and how it speaks to their lives, a lot of layers.
Yeah.
I'm gonna read some lyrics from here.
Okay.
This is what the whole song's great, but it seems all I've been listening to is the sound of you gone. Keeps playing on like sad country gold that stays in your soul. Won't leave you alone. The song's ringing loud. I just can't drown it out. Maybe I could move on. So tell me, how did you come about writing those lyrics?
Yeah, we, you know, started off with the hook, which is normally the way we approach songs, especially in country music. And we kind of just talked about what are sounds that, like, you know, if somebody's gone or you're in your house alone, that like make you feel like you're not alone. And obviously for me, country music is a big part of my life, and you know, it's like a song that's stuck in your head is very similar to somebody you love and not being with them. And so that's kind of where the country gold line came from, and how like, oh, it'd be easier if, you know, you could just turn off everything, if you could forget that person and you could just move on with your life, you know. But that's not how life works, you know. There's a reminder of it, and there's something so sad but also beautiful in like the haunting memory of somebody that you love and missing them.
And I say it this way, just to follow up on that. I say to young people, especially like I've had the opportunity to speak at funerals, if this person's life meant anything to you, pick up the mantle and carry on the legacy. Because if their life meant something to you, it's more than just words, it's got to be actions. So when you
Right.
do something, you honor them by carrying on their legacies. It still continues to live on in you.
Yeah, absolutely.
What stood out to me in that video while I was watching it and seeing it, I was tracking it at the 156 mark.
Okay.
You're standing on a gravel road and you're barefooted.
Yes.
That got my undivided attention because you wear cowboy boots and I saw you barefoot. I said, oh my God. So I want to know, whose idea was that?
Oh, and that hurt. I'm not gonna lie. I remember so it's actually, we filmed it out at Lee Bryce's farm.
Okay.
He was kind enough to let us borrow his farm for the day to go shoot it. And my videographer, Jeff Johnson, he was like, what are the odds you take off your shoes and start walking down this road? And I like a challenge. I'm like, oh yeah, like I grew up running through gravel barefoot. Like I can do this. Oh my gosh, I forgot how much it hurt. And so he's like, we just need a minute of you just walking. He's like, just fake it for a minute. I was like, okay. So I faked it, I put it on and just walked down that gravel road. But it is like one of the most powerful moments, I feel like, of that video. And it also kind of like reflects, I don't know, the song too, of like that internal hurting, but like not showing it on the outside. So I appreciate you seeing that.
Yes, I see things, and so when I said, I gotta ask that question because
Yeah.
it just, oh, she's barefooted.
Yes.
Which indulge me for a second, but I got sidetracked because I was thinking like, oh, like that's next scene, Grace, is we're gonna do where you're gonna be crawling through broken glass.
Yeah, well, I don't know about that.
Did you get an opportunity to collaborate on that video, to add anything to it?
I'm sorry, what did you say?
Did you get an opportunity to add anything to it, to collaborate on the video?
Oh yes, like to help, yes. Yeah, I really was passionate about like the scene at the piano. And I grew up playing piano, but I'm more of like a self-taught piano player. So it was important for me for this song, like, okay, be able to know how to play the song correctly on the piano. So I spent a lot of time, just me and my keyboard at home, just getting ready for this video because I wanted to do it justice and not look like I'm faking playing a piano. I was like, no, if I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this. I'm normally a guitar girl, so it was fun to kind of push myself out of my comfort zone with that.
All right, the song that I keep raving about, that I love, by the way, I do have it on my song list of artists.
Thank you.
So that song, will it be part of your 2-hour set for this afternoon's
It
performance?
will, yes, it'll be in there, so.
Beginning, middle, or end?
In the middle, yes. We have some energy and then we'll take it down and then we'll bring the energy back.
I'm not going to interject myself in here from my perspective of media covering musical artists or whoever that I'm interviewing. I'm in the field that I enjoy doing. I'm in my calling.
Yes, yeah.
I'm in my destiny because of my parents. So how cool is it, Grace, for you to be singing to your fans who are singing along with you their favorite song?
Yeah, it's really awesome. It's, this was my kindergarten, when you grow up, what do you want to be dream? And it's awesome to never have grown out of that childhood dream. And it's really cool just seeing, like, especially little girls with their little cowboy hats on at shows and just, them being like, I want to be a singer when I grow up, because that was all I ever wanted to do. And I grew up in Frisco, which is the sports capital of the U.S., and so, I never thought it would be a possibility to do music, but for some reason it was like this dream I could never give up on. And, they say if you are doing what you love, you never work a day in your life, and that's,
Right.
That's what it is. It's just find what you love and find a way to make money at it, right? So you can support your, living, but that's really just, I think, the best thing I ever learned was find something you love and make a way that you can pay for your life to have it. So, yeah.
Let's touch on what you mentioned about young girls. There's an up-and-coming generation coming up behind you that girls look up to Grace. Oh, I love Grace. What she's doing, and they have this, you start to plant a seed in them where they could see themselves like, I would like to do that. So I know you're young, but your legacy, what do you want your legacy to be to a young generation of girls that are wanting to start to do something like that, or something related to a career?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think the biggest thing is hard work. I think Lainey Wilson said this best. She said, if you're going to be a dreamer, you have to be a doer. And
Yes.
I never resonated with something so much because I started playing full band shows around Texas when I was 14. And so, I know I'm still young, but I've been doing this for a while, and I've spent lots of time driving around the road. People at U-Haul know my name now because I'm always there picking up a trailer every week, $20 a day, you can't beat it. And so I think that's the biggest thing is if you want something, you gotta chase it and you gotta put the work in. And yeah, I think if your dreams don't come true, it's never a sense of like, oh, it just didn't happen. It was just, you gave up before your time came true. It's kind of like the mentality I've had for it. So yeah, it's just work hard and, you know, if you have something you want to do, put all your effort into it.
Let me get your comment on this side related to sports. Tom Brady won 6 with the Patriots and 1 with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And he was like, he was very passionate, single focused. He ate, slept, and drank that. So I guess the point I'm trying to say is like, what have you done for me lately? You know, yeah, that was a great song. Yeah, I won this award. Yeah, but then you got to go, can I do it again? Because you got to put in that hard work.
Right.
And that's what, because I see a lot of young people that, oh, they have a desire. I say, you want to do this? We can do a music video. Yeah. And then they don't show up or they don't do it. I said, well, the side's not going to cut it. You got to actually put the hard work into one.
Absolutely.
So come in.
Yeah, no, I think you're totally right. It's, you know, it's showing up day after day, and it's easy to, you know, kind of put half your energy into something and be like, I want to do this. And I think I'm the person where I can't do something halfway. You know, if I'm going to do something, I have to be all in. And I think sometimes it's hard because you get overworked and you're like, oh, I'm committed to so many things. But when it's something you love, it doesn't feel like working. You know, it's right. I'm so blessed to do this. I could have a job that I'm, you know, not passionate about. Right. And so how blessed am I that I get to do what I love every single day. And there's hard times. It's, you know, being away from home a lot and spending a lot of time in a car on the road. You know, there are things that, like, I've missed out on funerals, I've missed out on weddings and birthdays, and that's it. It's the worst, you know. It sucks, but at the end of the day, it's those people believe in me so much that they're like, you do what you have to do. We know that you love us, and we're proud of you for, you know, doing it. So yeah.
It would be remiss of me not to mention your band. So tell me how many members in the band, and then tell me their names and what they play.
Yes. So my band, there's 5 of us total.
Okay.
2 of them aren't on the road this weekend, so we've got some subs in. But yeah, I started playing downtown on Broadway, and I met my bass player Jake Murch, and we were doing cover band stuff downtown and playing 4-hour sets. Selling our souls to Broadway is what I like to call it. And yeah, the band kind of like expanded from there. So yeah, we've got a bunch of great guys, and you know, sometimes you can't always get the same guys, so you have some fill-ins, but I've got a good crew of people that I'm super blessed to have. So yeah.
Okay. You describe your style of music as a mixture of country and pop. As you continue to grow in your music career, do you see yourself eventually moving towards a different style of music like Taylor Swift, anything along that line?
Oh, that's a great question. You know, I've been influenced by a lot of different music. I grew up in Texas, so I'm obviously very influenced by like Texas country music, old school country music, but as well as, you know, just kind of the pushing the boundaries of pop music as well right now, especially with females. It's really cool to see just how like women are dominating in pop music, and I think country is kind of starting to follow in that, and there's starting to be a lot more female artists getting recognition, which is incredible. But I also grew up on like, you know, old school rock, and so I think the thing about me is I don't really want to be just like, oh, I can only do this. You know, I like to push the boundaries of different types of music, and so yeah, I think in the future I would definitely want to go down an avenue of trying something, but I don't know if I would ever make like a full switch to something else. So yeah.
Let's touch on, you mentioned about country western. I'm fixing to be 70 next month. So
oh my gosh, happy birthday.
In my heyday, the big western stars that I liked was Waylon Jennings, Lukenbach, Texas. I don't know if you know this one, but I'm sure you've heard it on Jukebox. Freddie Fender, Wasted Days and Wasted Nights.
Okay, yes,
okay,
yes.
So tell me, who are your favorite country western artists from the old days?
Oh, from the old days. Well,
anybody that kind of resonates with you?
I did get to go see Willie Nelson like
yes.
2 years ago, and that was definitely like a bucket list, had to go see. And he only sang 5 songs, but I was more than happy to.
Right.
I was more than happy to be there. But I grew up on Patsy Cline. She was like when I was 5 years old, I was singing crazy in karaoke bars, and yeah, I just think there's so much to learn from, you know, all the previous country singers who came before us, and they had to go through the same things basically almost that we're going. They didn't have TikTok, but they had to, you know, go through a lot, and I think it's, you know, important as a new generation of musicians and country artists to learn from, you know, the precedent that they set in place. So
I want to touch on here, see if you, one of my favorite artists passed away recently, Toby Keith.
mm-hmm.
You know, I just love Toby, and I cried the day that I said about his passing, because he was also very, sang about the military.
Mm-hmm.
And I just love Toby Keith because he was just like, he's a great musician,
Right.
but a great human being, and kind of along the lines of like you, just that somebody successful and that he's still kind, and you know, that just down to earth guy. Did you have anything on him that you liked about his music?
Oh my gosh, absolutely. The week that he died, I was out on the road, and so we threw in Toby Keith covers, and you know, what a legacy to leave behind that, you know, everybody was singing every word to the songs that we threw in this set, and there's so much love for him and so much respect. And isn't that like such a way you want to have your career, that when you pass, it's like everybody's listening to your music and everybody's throwing, you know, songs of yours into their set that week. And I know basically everybody I knew who was playing on the road that week threw in some of his songs in like honor of him. And so that was a really cool moment to just see, you know, country music is like a family, and
Yes.
everybody came together, and it felt like losing one of your own, you know. And so it was really cool to just see the light that he was to country music and the respect that he had.
And the important thing is, like, even though he's gone, if you continue to play some of the other songs, say, I'm paying tribute to somebody who came before us, and it's great.
Absolutely.
And he had influence in my life.
Yes.
So, who do you currently admire in today's country or other type of genre music?
Ooh, that's a great question. Well, I have so many people that I look up to, but Lee Brice has just been my biggest mentor, and he's kind of like the first artist that really was like, no, I'm gonna, you know, put my support behind you, and he ended up producing some songs for me, and he was the first, you know, bigger artist to take me out on the road with him. And so I just respect so much about him and the way he's handled his career and just the passion he has. He has a recording studio on his bus because he is so passionate about creating music, and he has a family too. So when he's out on the road, he's, you know, being able to write and record songs. When he's back home, he's able to, you know, be connected with his family and spend time with his family. And I think just shows a lot about his character and who he is as a person and a musician. So it's been such an honor to like get to work with him and get to be out on the road with him.
Currently, I have you on my list, like I said, that I listen to. Some of my favorite musicians lately, I believe it would be pronounced like Shabuzi.
Oh yes, yes.
That's got a hook.
It's great.
Must be the Whiskey, Cody Jinks. And then one of my favorites from Morgan Whaler, Chasing You.
Ah, yes, yes.
So, what is your long-term goal? Do you want to be a producer or CEO? What do you want to do long-term in your career?
Yeah, long term, I just want to be able to be playing music and, you know, getting to tour, and a bus would be nice rather than a Sprinter van and a U-Haul. But yeah, I think at the end of the day, it's as long as I'm getting to play music and, you know, be able to do this for the rest of my life, I think I'm going to be more than happy. So, yeah.
Let me wrap up with this. We're going to incorporate, and this will be the last question. Tell me about your family. Your parents and siblings. Tell me what they mean to you.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I've got my mom and my brother here today. Yes, my dad's hunting because it is hunting season. So he's in a yes, he's in a deer blind right now, but he tries to make everything he can. But yes. Well, my brother Harrison, he moved to Nashville after I did, so we're roommates. It's great. I do the dishes and he helps take pictures, so it's a really even balance.
He's supervising.
Yes, exactly. And then, yes, my parents are still in Frisco, so it's great to be able to come back to Texas. And I had a day off on the road, so I was able to go home, see my family. But Yeah, I'm so blessed to just have the most supportive parents I know. Of tomorrow, I went to them and I said, I don't want to do this anymore. They'd be like, okay. Like, we support everything you want to do. And I think oftentimes, you know, some parents get like momager, dadager, and they've just been like, you do what you want to do. If this is your dream, you chase it, and we're here to support you. Anything you need of us. But at the end of the day, it's always been up to me ever since I was 6 years old. It was, this is because you want to do it. So they're the best.
And what's the name of your parents?
Valerie and Chris, yes.
Now look in that camera,
Yeah.
and I know you're going to play this afternoon, and it's going to be a great pass. But look in that camera and tell the Ram Nation, City of San Angelo, and your fans what time you play, where at. Tell
Okay.
them to come.
Awesome. Well, yes, we will be playing at 3 o'clock at the Ram Jam here at San Angelo State, and we are so excited. So can't wait to see y'all there. Make sure you come out. It's going to be a great time.
Yes, I concur because I'm Jim Sanchez, Flacco Guapo Media founder with Miss Grace Tyler. It's a blessing and honor to interview you, and
Thank
I'm
you.
telling you, she's going to go for the cycle in baseball. She's going to knock it out of the park. You got to see her, especially the song I've been talking about, Raven. But she's a great artist. She's even a greater person.
Oh, you're sweet.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Drown it out. Maybe I could move on if I could turn off the sound of you gone. I hear the new neighbors laughing. Damn, it reminds me of us. So I turn up the TV, tune out the memory. That noise don't change anything. I can't stop listening to the sound of you gone. It keeps playing on. It's that country gold that stays in your soul, won't leave you alone. The silence is ringing loud, and I just can't drown it out. Maybe I could move on if I could turn on the sound of you gone. I take the sound of our first stupid fight, the rustling of peppers kept me up through the night. Yeah, anything's better than the lonely that I'm hearing now. The sound of you gone, it keeps playing on. It's that country gold that stays in your soul, won't leave you alone. The silence is ringing loud, and I just can't drown it out. Maybe I could move on if I could turn on the sound of you gone. Maybe I could move on if I could turn off the sound